Hi everyone and welcome to Grammar School. I'm your instructor, Terri-Ann. Today we will be talking about the future. Okay, so in this class we're firstly going to start by talking about some background information related to the future, the myth surrounding the future, the actual rule that you should follow, then we'll look at some examples and then some exercises. Are you ready? The future is used to talk about a period of time after right now. So anytime before now would have been the past, but anytime after this present moment where I'm speaking right now is the future. And there are three ways that we can talk about the future. We can use will plus the verb, going to plus the verb, or the verb to be plus the verb plus ing. So, what is the myth? The most important question people ask about the future is, can't we just use one form for all and all for one? When do we use the will plus the verb? When do we use going to plus the verb? Or when do we use the present progressive form, which is the to be form plus the verb plus ing? Let's find out. I think most of us were taught that we use will to talk about the future, right? So I will attend a conference next week. But what about I'm going to attend a conference next week, or I am attending a conference next week? Do those work for the future? Definitely. So what is the rule to follow for the future? And are rules meant to be broken? So, the rule. For the unplanned future, we use will. For the planned future, we can either use going to plus the verb or to be plus the verb plus ing, but for that one, you have to include a time frame. Please note that native speakers, such as myself, use these forms interchangeably all the time. So, yes, I'm teaching you the rule today, but be very conscious of that fact that you will hear native speakers using will in planned future context. So, are you ready to look at some examples then? For the unplanned future, or for plans that are spontaneously decided, we use will plus the verb. So for example, I will probably go to the movies tonight. This is actually true. It's 2-for-1 Tuesdays. So I will probably go to the movies tonight. It is not certain. It's something that's a little bit spontaneously decided. So I use will plus the verb. For the planned future, there are two options. So I'm going to talk about the first of the two options. The first option is to use the verb to be plus going to plus the main verb. And this can be used with or without a time frame, and it will still have a future interpretation. So let's look at this example. We are going to visit the CN Tower. It's not right now, but sometime in the future, when we don't know, but sometime in the future, we are going to visit the CN Tower. And we could also add a time frame. We could say we're going to visit the CN Tower next week, and that would make it more specific. The second way that we can talk about the planned future is by using the present progressive with a time frame. Because without the time frame, it would mean that the action is happening right now. So the present progressive is the verb to be plus the main verb plus ing. Let's look at this example. We are driving to Toronto. But if we do not say tomorrow, it means that we are driving to Toronto right now, and we are not. So we must put a time frame. We are driving to Toronto tomorrow to see the CN Tower, right? So that is the third future form to talk about the future. Are you ready for some exercises? For this exercise, you are going to be required to complete the following sentences using the correct future form. And of course, the options are will plus the verb or going to plus the verb, or the present progressive form with a time frame. Here are the sentences, and don't forget that you can always check the answers in the quiz below. So number 1, I think I stay home tomorrow. Use the verb stay. She married this weekend. Use the verb get. It rain for the next few days. Use the verb rain. The kids from school. Use the verb picked up with the phrasal verb pick up. And finally, they, Michelle Obama on Sunday, Monday actually, use the verb see. And that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and that I will see you again for another lesson in this series. Don't forget that we use will plus the verb for the planned future. We use going to plus the verb for the unplanned future without a time frame or with one, but we use the present progressive plus a time frame for the planned future. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.